Brup, ba ba brup, ba ba brup, ba ba boo ba 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 brup, ba ba brup, ba ba brup, ba ba boo ba 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 brup, ba ba brup, ba ba brup, ba ba brup, ba boo ba brup, ba ba brup, ba ba brup. Good morning. Hello. Welcome to yet another episode of Redstone Lapis Lazuli. Hello. Good morning. It is I, your host, Pogo Kiddo. Okay, hey, what's up? Good morning. Thank you for joining me for yet another fantastic episode. I'm telling you. I'm here for you. I'm going to make it happen. It's going to happen. My word is good. So here's what's up. Check this out. What have I done here? This, behold, I'm recording, right? Yes. Behold the second layer. Ta-da! I thought it could not be done. I thought it was over. I thought I was finished. It was already set in stone. It was done. But no, I was wrong. I was incorrect. What happened was Mojang changed the rules, glitched the matrix, deja vu. Suddenly, I didn't need a second layer on of my iron farm. I could make do with just one layer. So I eliminated the second layer, which raised the roof. It raised the roof. So I did that. And when I raised the roof, I suddenly had room for a second layer for the item sorter, which I put in. But the funny part, the funny part is this chamber, the killing chamber for the iron golem, used to be like down here, and then it would go through the middle of this. And it would cause problems, right? So I had to solve that problem. And the way I solved it was I just made a drop chute. And it's so funny. Watch. Ah! And then it goes into the item over here. That's so funny. I just think it's hilarious. I just think that's just funny. Anyways, so the item sorter is being worked on. The elevator part for the water elevator is being worked on, and then back here, the sheep farm, the wool farm itself is being worked on. So I have 16 sheep. And I will make like I have a containment center for them, and they're going to be one for each color. And I can maybe even get another set of sheep and make it two for each color. That's kind of good. 2 by 2, right? Okay. So then, yeah, that'd be easy. So then, under here, it's messy. I'm working on it. Is the collection system, where it's just a hopper minecart going back and forth. And I'm working on the collection system. Okay. Oh, I should probably rework it. Now that I can maybe see if I can use target blocks now. Oh. Who knows? Let's see what happens. The unloader. Reimagine the unloader. Okay, so there's that part of it, right? The other part was I moved that ugly looking nether portal out from the train station, and I put it over here for now. It's more convenient, and it doesn't. And up there, when it was in front of the train station, when it was up here, it looked real ugly. It was just like in the way, and then you couldn't see anything because the big thing was in the way. Now I moved the big ugly nether portal out of the way so you can observe the glory of the hall. I don't even know what this is called yet. I keep saying it, but I don't know what it's called yet. And I moved the drop shaft right here, so nice and convenient. So like so when you arrive, this is the arrival. You just like go ahead and like, ow, I need to fix that. Go on your way and do stuff. So in the Nether, I have indeed worked there as well. And all I did was, I pretty much made this place safe. And I have a few stations. And that's about it. And then I have this guy set up, the piglin. I'm gonna hook him up in here somewhere. I'm gonna make this space bigger, and the safe space bigger. Hook him up in here, and then I'll just feed him gold, and he'll trade me all sorts of good things. And I'll put that into an item sorter. So that's why I have to make my thing, make this room a lot bigger, my safe space a lot bigger. Yeah. And then I need to make another train line way over there, where I have a mine straight down, where I go hunting for a netherite, because it's time I upgrade my stuff. Okay, alright. Let's get out of there. Okay, so like, it's just gonna be a quick Minecraft thing. I didn't really do a whole lot. I mean, that was a lot, right? This took a lot of thinking, a lot of mental work. I basically built the item sorter twice because I didn't like the first design. It looked ugly, and it took up too much space. It's hard to make changes to things that are already there. Hey, what's up? It's Chanti. Thank you for joining my Sunday morning show. This show's a little bit different than my normal, like, just building stuff. Like, this show, I'm going to talk about what's happening in the United States right now. And it's kind of crazy. Are you aware, Chanti, are you aware of what's going on in the United States? I mean, we're in a strange moment in our country's history. But really, in global history, it's a big moment for the whole world. Okay, do you like video games? Have you ever heard of a video game called Final Fantasy VII? Nope. Oh my gosh, Final Fantasy VII is like it's a role playing game. It was released on the PlayStation. With Cloud. Remember Cloud, the guy with the yellow hair and the big Buster sword? Yeah, that guy was iconic. Anyways, that tells a story, and that story is pretty good as an analogy to what's going on in the real world. But basically, we have this giant planet-ending thing coming straight at us. A giant, and like in the story of Final Fantasy VII, that giant planet-ending thing is called Meteo. It's a giant meteor that's coming to crash into the planet. But for us, our giant planet-ending thing coming at us is climate change. So we need the whole world to like band together to stop climate change. But we can't do that right now because on a level down, we're fighting this other battle between the forces of democracy and the forces of fascism. And it's a global battle. Like, everyone wants to think that it was finished at the end of World War II, that the Allies defeated the Nazis, the fascists, and that it was over. But that's not true. Yeah, it might have ended it the first time, but the fascists just don't go away. Fascism isn't something you can kill. It doesn't live on this plane of existence. You cannot kill fascism. So fascism retreated back to its plane of existence where it resides, the realm of ideas. But it lingered in the minds of the humans, and it like a cancer cell. And it slowly started growing, metastasizing, and coming back. And when it comes back, it looks different depending on where you see it. Oh my God, there's a creeper there. How did a creeper get in? I bet you he walked in. He just like walked in. But I have cats. You're supposed to guard me, my kitties. That's why you're here, my kitties, to guard me. And now you're over there. Here, I need to get fish. Oh my gosh! Alright, there's a problem up there. There's a darkness spot up there. I'm sorry, I gotta take care of this real quick. That's like a big issue. Because a creeper will ruin all my work. And a spider is a symptom of a dark spot. Or a hole or something. Something not right. I missed. I need more torches. Can I hang from here? Oh yeah, nice. But I still need more torches. Ugh. Okay, so you have the forces of fascism. Okay, what is fascism? That's a good question. What is fascism? Fascism is an idea that puts power as the number one thing. The highest thing for fascism is power. Power. It's not the good. It's not what is good. It's power. Power is the only thing that fascists care about. And it comes out, it looks different in every country. But it has the same characteristics. It is very concerned with here. Who's this guy? Get rid of you, dude. You are banned. How do I ban you? Block. No, not block. Ban. How do I ban that guy? I need to ban this guy. Add friend. Bans. How do I ban him? I want to ban him now. Block. Okay. There. I don't know how. And then do I report him? Report. Spam. Dude, no, I can't. I'm in the middle of a stream. Okay. So fascism looks differently depending on where it appears, but it always has the same characteristics. It wants a charismatic leader, like a big guy, one guy that is like the leader of everything. They want that. They want, number two, they're very concerned with tradition. They want to go back to the quote quote old ways to show tradition. And they want everyone in their old roles. Number three, they always have a scapegoat. They always have someone else. Someone else is to blame for all the problems. It doesn't matter. And if whatever the person is, that scapegoat is, if you ever get rid of that scapegoat, say you kill all of them or you get rid of them, the fascists will make up another one, because the fascists are always looking for external reasons to project hate, right? Because they're all about power. They want to demonstrate power, to show power, to bring into the world demonstrations, manifestations of raw power, because that's the only thing they care about. So in Japan, when fascism came to Japan, it looked like worshiping the emperor and saying that Japanese people were the very, very best. When it came to the United States, when fascism came to the United States, it said white people were the best, and all those minorities were bad, and we should go back to the old Confederacy. When fascism came to Germany, it looked like Nazis. When fascism came to Italy, it looked like fascisma in Italy. When fascism comes to, like, it looks differently in every country. Like when fascism comes to Russia, it looks like Vladimir Putin. Right? So fascism, the thing that connects all the fascism is that they all hate democracy, because there's two different ideas at play. Right? Fascism wants to concentrate all the power. You scrape up all the power and wealth from all the people. You scrape it away from them. You take it away from them, and you concentrate it into the hands of a very few group of people who have all the power and all the wealth, so they call all the shots. And that's called a kleptocracy. There's no rule of law. Now, the law, human rights, these higher ideals that we care about, they don't care about them. These fascists, they don't care. They only care about power. So they scrape up all the power from the people, concentrate it for themselves, and then rule over everyone else. So, and they are at war with democracy, because democracy is the opposite. Democracy takes all the wealth, the power, and spreads it into the people. It diffuses it into the people, so that, no, it's not just one person controlling it. In fact, in the United States, we fought a war to get rid of a king who does exactly that. That's why and it was so awesome what we did that other countries copied us and followed democracy, because democracy is how you manifest justice. That's the thing, right? What is your highest ideal? For Americans, highest ideals are truth, justice, and liberty. You have to have truth, justice, and liberty for Americans. That's our highest ideal. That's the thing we want to manifest, bring out into the world. We want to demonstrate into the world truth, justice, and liberty. But if you're a fascist, you don't want any of that. You want the opposite. You want pure power. You only care about power. So these two people are at odds, right? The democratic world is at odds with the world of the fascists, with the Nazis and the kleptocrats and the oligarchs. So they don't want rule of law. They what they want is rule of power. And what democracy wants is rule of law, where all humans are equal before the law. Right? So that's the thing. What do you view as the greatest good? If you think power is the greatest good, then you're a Nazi. You're a fascist. If you think love and goodness, and if you think love, truth, justice, and liberty is the greatest good, then you're an American. Well, that's American ideology. So let's hear this Russian ideology. Well, right, there's many parts of Russian ideology. Then Russians are awesome. Russians are awesome people. Russians are great. I love the Russians. They're super hardy, and they're real smart, and they think differently. They think way different than the West. And it's funny. Man, I love it. I love it, because I was remembering back when I was telling the story of like how we got here and the schism. What happened when the church, when Rome left Rome and moved to Constantinople? The church split into two, and the eastern side became Orthodox, and that spread into Russia. So that's like real interesting to me. Like, I don't know hardly anything about Orthodox Christianity. So that's real fun to think about, because technically it's the same thing, just like technically Islam is the same as Christianity. It's the same God. But the poor Russian people they suffer so much because they get like these bad rulers who like really hurt. Are there spiders coming up from the bottom? Where are they coming up from? Dude, my cat is hella loud. Come walk. I don't know. Anyways, all right. So they keep getting screwed by like these terrible rulers, like, like right after they throw off the USSR. Like, okay, no, they defeat the Tsar to get invaded by the Nazis. Then they have to fight the Nazis, and then Stalin like murders half of them, like a huge chunk of them. The poor Russians. And then Stalin and then the communists are like crushing them for like generations, and then finally that falls away. But what happens? The KGB comes in and takes control. And who's the KGB? Fucking Vladimir Putin. Fuck that guy. So like the Russian people, they can't catch a break. They're trying, right? They're trying. But they keep getting screwed. Oh man, the poor Russian people. I feel bad for them. No, not really. Am I going to give my cat a name? No. Okay, so I was walking around. I got lost on a tangent. But okay, that's right. I was telling it's Chanti about like what's going on, the big picture. So then I said the big picture is climate change coming. Okay. But a level down is fascism. They're connected, right? Because fascists don't care about climate change. In fact, they want climate change to come because they think they can use their power to protect themselves and let everyone else die. That's why the billionaires are all trying to get themselves into Mars and outer space, because they believe they can escape. But they can't. They're dumb. They're so dumb. So it's kind of connected, right? Fascists are like on board with climate change, and but it's gonna ruin and kill like the world. So we don't. So if you want democracy, you don't want climate change. You want to save the world. So yeah, yes, it's true. Fascists, their number one thing is power. Fascists only care about power. So it's weird, right? It's weird because they'll deny truth. They will ignore truth to follow power. And it's true. It's true. So like the vaccine, you know about the COVID vaccine. The COVID vaccine obviously saves lives. It obviously saves lives. The more people that take the COVID vaccine, the better. And the sooner we can get over COVID. Right? The same way we got over smallpox. Smallpox was a great killer. It killed lots and lots and lots of people. But we got over smallpox because everybody in the world got vaccinated. And when everyone in the world got vaccinated, smallpox had nobody else to infect. And so it died out. Smallpox died out. It became extinct. So like it barely is around anymore. So then after that happened, nobody needs to take smallpox vaccines anymore. That's why I don't have a scar, because I didn't have to take a vaccine. But my mom does, because she did. Because back when she was alive, smallpox was around. But everyone took a vaccine, so smallpox is gone, so I don't need one. Now, COVID is here. So everyone needs to take this COVID vaccine. But the Nazis, the fascists, they want to create chaos. They want to create confusion. Their enemy is truth. So they tell their followers all sorts of lies about COVID, about the vaccine, about history, about reality, about everything. Because the goal of the the fascist is to make the American so confused that they no longer believe in truth. Remember, Americans believe in truth. And if you don't believe in truth anymore, what are you going to believe? Whatever's strongest to you. That's power. So here, let me give you an example, right? I'm talking a lot, but let me show you that it's not just me making this up, right? I'm not just talking and making things up. This is literally what the KGB does. So here's a guy named Yuri Bermanov who defected in the 80s from Russia and joined the United States.
Well, you spoke several times before about ideological subversion. That is a phrase that I'm afraid some Americans don't fully understand.
There's nothing to do with espionage. Only about 15% of time, money, and manpower is spent on espionage as such. The other 85% is a slow process which we call either ideological subversion or active measures, активные мероприятия in the language of the KGB, or psychological warfare. What it basically means is to change the perception of reality of every American to such an extent that despite of the abundance of information, no one is able to come to sensible conclusions in the interests of defending themselves, their families, their community, and their country.
So, the idea is to confuse people so much that they're unable to come to a conclusion about what to do to defend themselves. So they've confused Americans so much about COVID that certain Americans are unable to come to a sensible conclusion about what to do to make sure they live and survive COVID. The sensible thing to do is to take the vaccine. But they are unable to do that because they are so confused by this disinformation. That is the goal of this type of warfare, right? The enemy of the fascist is the truth. So their goal is to get Americans to give up on truth. And the way you do that is to make them confused.
You cannot change their mind, even if you expose them to authentic information, even if you prove that white is white and black is black, you still cannot change the basic perception and the logic of behavior. In other words, these people, the process of demoralization is complete and irreversible.
So, even if you give them good information, they will not accept it. They will not accept it, even after you give them good information. So here, I'm gonna stop this one. I want to show you another one. Here's Donald Trump, the leader of the Confederates, telling them to take the vaccine because they're dying. A lot of them are dying. So here he is telling them to take the vaccine, and they will boo him. His own people boo him because he is saying something opposite of what they have been conditioned to believe.
3 days less than 9 months, and it's great. And you know what? I believe totally in your freedoms. I do. You got to do what you have to do. But I recommend take the vaccines. I did it. It's good. Take the vaccines. But
take the vaccines. I did it. It's good. Take the vaccines. And now listen.
No, that's okay. That's all right. You got your freedoms. But I happen to take the vaccine. If it doesn't work, you'll be the first to know, okay? I'll call up Alabama and say, hey, you know what? But it is working. But you do have your freedoms. You have to maintain.
Yeah, see how he's backing off? Do you see how he's backing off? Now he's saying, well, you do have your freedoms. You do have your freedoms. You have to maintain your freedoms. So he said, take the vaccine, got a bunch of boos, and now he's backing off. He's backing off because he felt the power. He felt the power and said, oh, better not test that power.
That. You have to maintain that. And you got to get your kids back to school.
he never again tried to tell his people to take the vaccine, the truth. He never tried again, because the power of the lie was so strong that he didn't want to question it. So even if you give them good information, people are so confused that they will not take it. They will not accept it. Let me go back to Yuri.
Well, you spoke several
themselves, their families, their community. If you expose them to authentic information, even if you prove that white is white and black is black, you still cannot change the basic perception and the logic of behavior.
Even if you can get Donald Trump himself to tell them to take the vaccine, they will not take it. Even as they lie dying there from COVID, they will not believe they're dying from COVID. That's the power of this technique. It's not a joke.
In other words, these people, the process of demoralization is complete and irreversible. To get rid society of these people, you need another 20 or 15 years to educate a new generation of patriotically minded and common sense people who would be acting in favor and in the interests of the United States society.
Okay, so wait, 135. So here, let me give you an example of a person who has been demoralized. So remember, these are people who are, he was saying that the goal of this technique is to create demoralization. Americans who are so confused that they will attack their own country.
We're not going to take it anymore. I see a civil war coming.
So back there it says, if you don't like Trump, then you probably won't like me. Another sign says, Trump won. And here she's saying, yes, a civil war is coming. So she's getting ready, and these guys are getting ready to attack the United States for Trump. Now, I talked to my mom the other day, and we were talking about a neighbor of hers who was a Republican. And I said, oh, that means your neighbor is a Nazi. And then my mom countered and said, no, she's a good person. So I'm like, when I heard Donald Trump also said Nazis were good people. But yet, I know what she means. And it's hard for me to explain it, but here's how I'm going to explain it. That woman is a good person. I'm sure she's a good person. I hear that she wants to be a domestic terrorist and kill my countrymen and overthrow my country and destroy the legacy of everything my ancestors have fought and died for. I understand she wants to disgrace all of that. I understand it. I understand she wants to murder everyone. Implicitly, she may not say it that way, and she may not understand that's her position, but that's her position. She wants to murder my country folk. I understand it. Like, that's pretty evil. That's pretty evil. But I also understand that she has been brainwashed. She is utterly, totally, completely confused about the facts, about anything. And I can test it easily by asking her who won the presidency. And she'll say Donald Trump. Well, that's because she's been brainwashed. So if you ever see the movie The Matrix, Morpheus explains it the same way. If you're not one of us, you're one of them. Right. Which means our enemies are the same people that are that we're trying to save, that we're trying to liberate. The same people that we're trying to save are also the ones that are trying to kill us. But they don't know it, right? Because in the Matrix, the way Morpheus explains it as long as you're connected to the matrix, you can be taken over by an agent of the matrix, and then that agent will kill you. But if you, the non, the free person in the matrix, if you somehow manage to kill that agent, the agent doesn't die. The agent lets go of that body, and what do you see? The person who that the agent took over. You killed the human who the agent took over, but you didn't kill the agent. The agent didn't die. The agent exists on a different plane. You killed the vessel of the agent, but you didn't kill the agent. So great, now you have a dead human who had nothing at all. They were just do until they got taken over by an agent. It's the same thing with these Trump people. All right. If they weren't taken over by fascism, they'd be good people. but they're Nazis. They're Confederates. They're here to enslave my fellow human being and me too. So what am I gonna do? I'm gonna fight and defend myself. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna defend my fellow American, my fellow human. Okay, let's see. I got way. Okay, so yeah. So that the question was, what's going down, right? So now I'm coming from climate change down to worldwide fascism versus democracy. Now down to America, fascism versus democracy, and you can see it, right? Now I'm gonna narrow it down even more. How can I narrow it down even more? Which amongst these do I need to which amongst these? Hey, let's just do this one. This is the one. All right. So I'm narrowing it down, right? Bit by bit by bit by bit. Chip down. All right. Now here's the next thing that's down even more. All right. So in the context of this brewing cold civil war in the United States between the forces of fascism and the forces of democracy, now you have like in the federal government, right? In the federal government itself, or in society. So here we have taxes on the rich were not much higher in the 1950s. All right. So in the 1950s, the top 1% of the U.S. paid an average tax rate of 42% in the 1950s. But now we find out now they only pay an average of 8.2%. So what does that mean? If rich people are paying less taxes, that means everyone else is paying more taxes. The middle class is paying more taxes. I'm in the wrong world to show you. I have to build the graph. I have to build you the graph that shows the wealth inequality in the United States. In fact, you know what? I should probably. Oh, I can't load it up because that. I wonder if I could load that world from Java into Bedrock. I have to look up if I can do that, because that way I don't have to like do it again, because it's annoying to have to rebuild it again. But what's happened, what that reflects is one party of government wants to concentrate the wealth into the top 1%. So we can look. Let's see. Wrong one. This one here. No, this one. Go taxes. Tax. So in 2018, in 2018, when Republicans had control of the House, the Senate, and the presidency, they had total control. Yeah, I'll see you later, Shanti. I'll check you out later. They had total control. They lowered the tax rate for the richest people to lower than anything else. So when I say that the billionaires are only, when the average tax rate was 8.2%, that was only from 2010 to 2018. That doesn't count the tax cut they got from the Republicans in 2018. So you're seeing within the government, one party wants to concentrate wealth and power. That's the Republicans. And then the other party, the Democrats, want to spread the wealth and power out in the people by taxing the rich and putting that money back into the bottom, into the poor. So that's a reflection of the fight between democracy and fascism. And that's what's going on right now. But the other thing that happened, and the thing that kind of kills me, is that there's a January 6th commission going on right now. Because you have to understand, Donald Trump, the Republicans, they're not into democracy. They're fascists. They're trying to overthrow the country. They tried multiple times during Trump's presidency, and when Trump lost the election, he tried to overthrow the government by force. He has a plan, and it failed. But even though it failed, it doesn't mean he stopped trying, because nothing happened to him. He just went back to Mar-a-Lago, where he keeps planning to overthrow the government again. Like that's what he's going to do. So the Democrats, now that they have control of everything, they started this commission to explore what happened on January 6th. And the first thing they did was they issued subpoenas out to all these Trump people to get them to come in and explain. So Steve Bannon, we heard you were planning on overthrowing the country on January 6th. Want to explain yourself? But Steve Bannon knows if he goes in and talks, he's going to be in big trouble. And Trump knows if Steve Bannon goes in and talks, Trump is going to be in big trouble. So Trump said, you know what, Steve Bannon, I order you, don't go there. I'm the president of Trump land. I order you not to go. And Steve Bannon said, okay, President Trump, I'm not going to go. So United States, I'm not loyal to you. I'm loyal to Trump. Your authority doesn't extend to me. I'm ignoring your subpoena. So the date came, right? Subpoena, what that subpoena means is under penalty. It means you must comply or you suffer a penalty. You suffer penalties if you don't comply. So what happened when Trump was in power was Trump issued a bunch of subpoenas or not Trump, the Democrats issued a bunch of subpoenas, and Trump ignored all of them. Trump and Trump's people ignored all of them, and nothing happened. There was no penalty for ignoring the subpoenas. Now, the Democrats are in power. So they issue subpoenas to Trump's people, but Trump's people ignore them. So now that Democrats are in power, they're going to show you, all right, let's show you what the United States is about. Let's show you the power of the United States. All right, Steve Bannon, you ignored the subpoena that we wrote for you. What's going to happen to Steve Bannon? This is I forget who Benny Thompson, I think is the name of the chairman. Benny Thompson's like, oh, you ignored a subpoena of the United States. Wow, the United States is going to, I'm going to really think hard about writing a letter, Steve Bannon. I'm going to think about it now. You did not show up to the subpoena, and the penalty for not showing up to the subpoena is I'm going to think about writing a letter. Trump could not have done it without you, Democrats. He could not have done it without you. It was with your help that Trump gained this much power. He couldn't have done this by himself. Trump could not have done this by himself. He could not. He could not. Fascists only care about power. That's the only thing they care about. It's the only thing they respond to. Power. It's the only thing they care about. And in order to, but the thing is that, no, you know, what good is power if no one knows it? So, an important thing for a fascist leader to do is to demonstrate the amount of power that they have. And you can't, you know, it can't be done by themselves, right? A fascist leader cannot demonstrate power by themselves. They need assistance to demonstrate this power. That's where the Democrats come in. Democrats, you know, Donald Trump needs the Democrats to help him to get power. So the way Donald Trump demonstrates power is that he issues edicts, instructions that defy the United States. He pits his power, his word, against the word and power of the United States. And they combat. They go opposite directions. Right? And so he needs there to be something to push back against. If the Democrats don't issue subpoenas that they don't intend to enforce, that he can't demonstrate power, because he can't tell you not to answer a subpoena that's not there. Right? The Democrats have to give you the subpoena for him to kill. He needs to show that he has power. So Democrats have to give him a target. So the Democrats gave him the subpoena. He gave the instruction to kill the subpoena. Steve Bannon killed the subpoena, and the United States in response shied away. They said, "Oh, okay, sorry. I'll think about a letter. Sorry, Donald. Sorry, Donald. Okay, we'll think about letters. Sorry." It was like the same thing, right? When Donald actually had power, when he was in power, Democrats issued all these things, and nothing happened, right? And that's how he demonstrated power. Well, he did it again. Donald showed the amount of strength he has, that he can command his people to ignore the United States, and his people will ignore the United States, and the United States can't do anything about it. The United States is too weak to do anything about Donald Trump. It can't do it. Donald Trump has too much power. And where does this power come from? It's got to come from his people. But his people are only 20-30% of the population. So I don't get it. I don't understand how he can demonstrate so much power and cow the United States so easily. I mean, he tried to overthrow the country violently, and when it failed, he just went home and planned the next time. That's pretty ballsy, dude. Wow. So that's going on, right? That's going on. All right. Okay. So here, what else do I got here to show you? Right here in America, 700,000 dead Americans from COVID. Here's another demonstration of Donald Trump's power. He was able to confuse so many Americans that 700, we're gonna that's a lot of flags. It's a lot of dead people. And it's because Donald Trump. It didn't have to get this far. It didn't have to go anywhere near this much. That's more dead Americans. I was looking it up. That's more dead Americans than the entire Civil War on both sides. Donald Trump. All right, what else we got? Da-da-da. Donald Trump. He appeals to the adolescents in all those Americans who insist on their own rights without acknowledging the rights of others, just like teenagers, right? Teenagers want to go out all night. They don't want to have to think about that the parents have to like take care of them and are responsible for them for whatever happens. And being teenagers, you're uniquely vulnerable. You think you're an adult, but you're not. Trump appeals to that. Okay, this is a funny meme. I love this meme. So the folks who tried to prevent a black girl from going to school in 1957 are opposed to their grandchildren learning about how they tried to prevent a black girl from going to school in 1957. Because white supremacy, white supremacists, their enemy is truth. They cannot handle the truth. White supremacist is a flavor of fascism. It only cares about power. And if you learn about the truth of history, it takes away your power, huh? Which is why they're attacking school districts. And it's why they're trying to make the public school system collapse. And they want everyone to go to private schools, which can teach whatever religious crazy stuff they want. White supremacist stuff they want. Yeah, I don't have a coherent thing today because I'm basically going off of everything I had from last week that I didn't get to use. Oh yeah, hey, I don't even want to do this. I just feel bad. I feel bad today because it looks like a copy of what happened when the Democrats it looks like when Donald Trump was president, he told his people not to go to subpoenas and they didn't, and nothing happened. So now I'm like, is Donald Trump president? And is Joe Biden only the operations manager until Donald Trump becomes president again or becomes officially president again? I don't know. Help me out here. I don't know. I don't know what else to say. What's this one? Oh yeah. Senate broke down fully along party lines 50-50 in rejecting Tom Cotton's amendment to restrict benefits for Afghan refugees. All Democrats voted against it, including Manchin and Sinema, and all Republicans supported it, including Collins, Murkowski, Romney. So Republicans don't want Afghan refugees to have benefits. Oh God, they're Nazis. We're literally fighting Nazis. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't want to culturally appropriate Nazis. We're fighting Confederates. They're the Confederates. They're Confederates. It's like the Democrats don't seem to understand it. They don't understand that they're fighting a bigger war. That a bigger thing is going on. I don't know. I feel bad today. I worked a lot, right? Yeah, there's that Bill Mayer monologue that he gave. I think it's pretty spot on. I think everyone should watch it. I'm not gonna play it because I don't know about copyright and stuff, but it's pretty spot on. I think you should watch it. Like I didn't realize how weak the United States was until Friday when nothing happened. I didn't know. I thought we were a lot stronger than that. It was kind of a blow. So okay. I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't have maybe I shouldn't have done a show today. I don't know. I mean, we vastly outnumber them. It's not a problem of losing the war. It's the war. It's that there is a war, and that there's nothing being done to stop it, or the things that should be done to stop it aren't being done. Because remember, no appeal to reason or truth is going to make a difference. You can have all the commissions you want. It doesn't matter. The only thing they care about is power, right? They focus all their energy on the charismatic leader. So the thing you do to stop the insurrection is get the charismatic leader. You get the charismatic leader. I tell you over and over and over again, it's like no one listens to me. And then what's happening? We're heading straight toward it. So let's see what happens in a week. All right, I'm done. Have a nice day.